Sure, thank you.
Call this meeting order. This is our first regular monthly meeting of the year. Steve, if you would, please.
Yes, Lord, we do thank you for today. We thank you for the opportunity we have to come together at this time to discuss and make decisions on our counties, our communities. Just thank you for allowing it. We ask that you be in the midst of this meeting, Lord, that it's done in a way that's always pleasing to you. Everything that's said and done is done in a Christ-like way. For it's in Jesus' name we do humbly pray. Amen.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I need a motion to adopt the minutes for December 16th, January 8th, and 14th meetings. Motion to Steve, second, all vote. Next, the motion on approve the financials. Wayne made a motion, Russell second, all vote. Next, the first thing on the agenda is Charles Watson will talk to us about the fire station in Blackburn. Charles.
Yes, sir. I have actually two things I want to talk to you about briefly. One is just for informational purposes, basically. In 2003, we applied for a grant through the Assistant Firefighters, and we were able to replace breathing apparatus and turnout gear for the county stations and firefighters. At a 10-year point, we can reapply to replace that type of equipment again. The breathing apparatus we have, the bottles are only good for 15 years, so we can only get 5 more years out of the bottles we have now. They're going to be no good. Those bottles are $725 a piece, so I'd much rather try to get this in a grant. My breathing apparatus is about $7,000. So we have reapplied this year in that grant cycle to replace that equipment. The total price is going to be just over $287,000 to replace that equipment. The county's portion, if we get the grant, will be just over $14,000. So we're trading off $14,000 to get $287,000 of grant money. So just want to pass that on to you. I'd already run this through Mr. Bill when he was here, and I told him about it. We talked about it. We were up against a real stiff deadline. Unfortunately, with the federal government, the way they've been working here lately, they're only giving us about 25 days from the grant start to the grant cycle closes. So we had to move on this very quick to get it done. So we have applied for that grant, and hopefully we'll hear something back within the next. Grants will probably start being awarded sometime in March, April. That's what they're talking about. So it'll be, you know, if we went in the first round, yeah, we might get it March. But I mean, this grant cycle will go on through the end of this year. So just wanted to pass that on to you, that we have applied to replace that equipment. It's much better to do it in a grant than just try to replace it with taxpayer dollars, local taxpayer dollars. Any questions about the grant?
How many pieces are you looking at?
We're looking at 44 sets of turnout gear and 28 breathing apparatus and spare cylinders go along with that. Also, we'll be replacing, with that grant too, if we get it, we're replacing, there's some money there for training. Our training, in 2010, we received a grant and we purchased the ISTA 5 edition, which is what everybody trains under. Well, that has now changed to the ISTA 6 edition. So a year after we replaced that, they come out with the 6th edition. So we're also in that grant, we're applying for money to replace that training because everything now, all the firefighter 1 classes and bond classes are all geared to ISTA 6 instead of ISTA 5. So when we teach a class, if we teach it out of 5, there's going to be some things our people may miss. So we need to try to get the ISTA 6, and that's about a little over $10,000 for the training material if we get that as well. So. Anything else?
Part of George's assisting in the grant.
Yes, sir. Scott Jackson is, he and I work real well together. We've done quite a few grants together. They do, he and I write them together, and then they do the administrative side of it. It makes everything a lot easier for them to administrate the grant. next thing is, we talked about and we know, from some of the changes that took place in July with ISO, we're gonna have to build some more county fire stations. There's no way around it. 3 stations right now, we need 3 stations, and we've already talked at length about this as well, that we're gonna have to do this in a period of time. We're actively looking for land at this point to try to put these stations out in different parts of the county. One's going in the Blackburn district, we're gonna have one out around Snipesville, and one out of Towns Bluff in that area. We have found a piece of land for one of the stations that already has a deep well, 2 septic tanks on it, and this person wants to sell this property at a real good price. And we have, with Mr. Dunn's help, we have secured the funding without using taxpayer dollars to buy this property. And all we need is just the county to okay that purchase, and so we can go ahead and purchase the land, have the land available when we get ready to build the station.
So you already have funding for it?
Yes, sir.
It's also got a deep well on the septic tank, all that.
We get the land for less than you could put the deep well down. So
I make the
that's
motion, we go
part.
ahead and get started on it.
You got a call for it?
If I call for vote on, because they won't pay for it too, James, that's gonna pay for it, Coffee County money.
That's the one in the correct.
Could I say a
That's
word?
another thing we gotta take consideration,
Go
too,
ahead.
is the piece of property that we've already got. We're gonna have to deed that piece of property, am I correct, Carter, back to the people that gave it to us.
Who's that?
Bridgeport.
Yes.
The reason why too, and Charles, he might be on, these stations has got to be distant apart. And putting it there is going to actually have it in the wrong position. Moving it where we're going to move it, it's going to better the lower end of Chattanooga County.
Some of the changes that happened in July, but ISO was prompted this move. This land was acquired before the changes, and we have significant changes. And we're already seeing some issues already with these changes with ISO, and some folks in the county are already seeing some issues with their insurance already. I get calls periodically, about 2 or 3 a week, from different insurance companies about this. So we're gonna start seeing some issues, higher insurance premiums in certain areas. That's what we need to work on these stations to try to combat that, to do the best we can, you know, to try to keep those rates down if we can.
How about between Uvalde Highway and the J, or the, let's see what road it is, goes by the store?
Talk about,
The Hosper, that general area is where I'm looking at. And if I can put, what I want to do, this station that we're going to build, this one here that we're purchasing land for, is going to be a standalone station. It's going to be a station on its own that we're going to actually move the voting precinct back in there. The voting precinct that's closer to town is going to go back out there. And that's probably a great thing because it needs to be in that area. But the other 2 stations are going to be substations off of Snipesville and Autumn Hall. They've got to be within 5 road miles of that station, and I can call it a substation. So you actually can, where you have an area that's 5 and a 10, you can come to that station within the 5 miles of Autumn Hall, and it bumps that coverage area on out another 4 miles. So you get a lot of people that's a class 10 now, you can bring them in, and you can use the manpower from Autumn Hall to help you with that station. You've just got to put a fire engine in that station. You got to put a fire truck. That's all you got to do. It's a one base station. Those 2 stations will be one base stations, and one out there in the Bridgeport area will be a 2 base station.
So we need a motion to approve them to go ahead and do that, and also need a motion to deed the piece of property back that we got.
I think you've done one
Yeah,
session.
go ahead, Jeff.
I just want to say to Steve, I'm only talking about buying the property, not putting up a fire station.
That's right. But you can, if you want to, go ahead and.
He's kind, but he's not that kind.
He likes us, but not that much.
Yeah.
I make the motion. We need it back.
We're gonna do it 2 motions, or
One
1
motion and 2 separate motions.
Yeah. Let's get the land first.
I make the motion we purchase the land.
Steve made the motion, that's second. Wayne second, all but. I never need another motion to deed the property that we already have back to the Crown. Motion made the motion. Steve second, all voted.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, John. Next thing on the agenda, we've got to adopt a resolution to authorize the submission of the 2014 Community Development Block Grant, the CDBG grant, which is on Belltown, not Belltown Road, but Hatfield Road. We'll need a motion on that. We just got through filing that, didn't we, Sherry, last week? So we need a motion to go ahead and apply that CDBG
I'll
grant.
make that a motion.
Steve, got us one second, all those. Next thing on the agenda is set the qualifying fees for the upcoming elections. We set the fees, it's the same thing we were last year, last election, not necessarily last year. Commissioners, $180, school board, $126, solicitors, $1560, $155, state court judge, $750. I need a motion to approve that. One made a motion, need a second. Steve second, all vote. Next thing on the agenda is adopt a bond resolution to intergovernmental agreement between the county and joint development authority. Carl.
Yeah, we were here, we were back in November where we adopted this resolution to approve the bond resolution to adopt by the development authority and enter into an intergovernmental agreement with the development authority. This is for the $2,499,999.99 bond. What happened was the three local banks were each going to participate 1/3 apiece. One of the banks decided they did not want to participate. The bond was validated at that point with the two remaining banks thinking that they would split the difference. Heritage Bank came back and said that they were not willing to do that. Bank of Hazelhurst has now decided that they would pick up the rest. So we have to revalidate the bonds with those correct figures. The cost did go up, but it's not to exceed any more than $74,000. It was not to exceed $60,000 the first time, but because of all the drafts that have to go up, the other expense we bought, it's going to be close to approximately $14,000.
Yeah, and it comes out of what?
It comes out of the bond proceeds.
Ms. Carter, we're having trouble hearing you back here, please.
Comes out of the bond proceeds.
So we need a motion to adopt the bond resolution.
Think they do?
But they're gonna be carrying most of the load, by paper, be carrying most of the load.
Bank of Hazelhurst carried 2/3, Heritage Bank will have 1/3.
You got a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Steve makes a motion. Rush second. All vote. Next thing on the agenda is discuss the 2014 Christmas holidays.
Okay. I went back, let Sherry go back. I think there was some confusion this year. We had put it in the minutes, January the 11th, 2013. It stated that the offices fall under the Board of Commissioners will remain open on the day before Thanksgiving and Christmas Eve. That was it, put in the minutes in January. Then it got to be Christmas, December, and there got to be some confusion up here at the office about it. So, you know, we need to look at this and decide what we're gonna do, and when it comes up again, comes back up, go back to the minutes and look at what we put in there. And this year, 2014, Christmas is on Thursday. About what we said last year, it said that all the offices that fall under the Board of Commissioners will remain open on the day before Thanksgiving and Christmas Eve. So Christmas Eve was on Tuesday. So they get Christmas Eve, right, and Christmas. So we're supposed to stay open on that Monday, and it was in the minutes that we were to do that, so we did. But then there was a third day given. There's Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and the day after Christmas. And that was not, you know, put in the minutes or anything, so.
But they want to pay it.
They took a holiday or activity day.
So with it being on Christmas on the 25th, this year, the 25th is on Thursday. So how do y'all want to handle that? Do you want to do the Christmas Eve, which is on Wednesday.
It
And
seems
Christmas
like
Day.
every year this is a big problem.
It is.
Well, I was commissioner for 4 years. And we never had this problem, but James Carter would get with the employees of this courthouse, and they would all work it out, the days that they needed off. We never had all this problem. Maybe we get right administrator that they can get with them and work it out and bring it to us and let us decide. I mean, it's not, maybe I'm the only one that feels this way. It ain't for me to tell somebody when they gonna take off and when they're not gonna take off.
Well, it's your responsibility to set the holiday.
That's right, but it's also our responsibility to work with them, and they know what days that their office needs to be open and what days they won't. I've always said it, Christmas week, that most of the time people ain't gonna be up here in 4 hours talking. They take care of the business before. But we need to get with them and set the dates and work it out with them.
Well, I think as a constitutional officer, they can decide on theirs, but
That's right.
we decide on this courthouse.
Right,
It's gonna be
that's what
open.
we talking about, constitutional officer. The rest of them works under us.
So we need to say what ours is gonna do, I guess.
Well, we need to, if they get 2 days, and next year it's gonna be on Thursday, they may want it all Thursday and Friday, then they got Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And, I mean, we give 2 days Thanksgiving and 2 days Christmas, is what the thing says. And so, I mean, I'm sure they'll want Thursday and Friday for Thanksgiving, and be it this year that it falls, but I mean, we need to, take and see which days they want, and, give the 2 days, and then put it in there and post it, and then that'll be it.
And but see, this year it was 3.
Well, I mean, it wasn't in the writing, I mean, they
Well,
got.
no, we didn't have it down. So what I'm saying, to keep confusion down, do we go ahead and set this?
I say you meet with them and see how they wanna do that.
But for 2 days and 3 days is what I'm saying, that's what we.
Well, we
we're
give
talking
2
about.
days. They take the 3rd day off is on their plate.
No, I reckon you said, can they close office the 3rd day?
Yeah, that's what the whole,
I mean, if we,
intentions was, not to do 3 days of closing the courthouse.
And you tell them about the constitutional officers. They pretty much can close whenever they see fit, all right? They are elected by the people.
but they don't have to have our permission.
No.
The state law says that you have to, the Board of Commissioners sets the hours of the courthouse. So every what hour we set, then the constitutional officers is supposed to abide by that. But like Steve said, out of courtesy, there are constitutional officers elected like everybody else is. They should be given the courtesy of asking them what days they would prefer to have off.
And what I'm saying is, are we gonna do 2 days or are we gonna do 3? It got confusion up here because it was 3 days, they want 3 days, and it was in our minutes. It's in whatever, our policy that they get 2, so.
We give 10 days a year, Miss Sheriff?
Personally,
No, well, I'm talking about just holidays. 10 holidays, when I say 10 days a year, 10 holidays a year. And
So what I'm saying, are we gonna close the courthouse for 3 days at Christmas? Or are we gonna close it 2 days like we've been saying? That's all we can do is say when the courthouse is gonna be open or closed, not what constitutional officers want to do at their office.
If you close at 2 or 3, you need to run it. A week ahead of time, you paper that it's gonna be closed. The days don't matter, let the people know that it's gonna be closed. That would be the only problem.
if you don't have a 10 holidays, you don't have a 10 holidays. And then they take and decide to take another day, and the elected official gets over one hour and don't close it. And they just close it and go, like Ray said, just through the courtesy. They probably wouldn't or whatever, but I mean, I really don't see where we got the right to give them permission to.
All we have the right to do is say if it's gonna be closed 2 days or 3 days for the courthouse, right?
that's true.
So that's what I'm just asking y'all. if you want to, let's go ahead and address this now, so it won't be, a problem in December.
Christmas, they got New Year's, Christmas Eve, ain't they?
Christmas Eve, and Christmas Day.
But this year it's 3 days. It got changed. The courthouse was
Christmas
closed.
fell on a bad day, Wednesday was a bad day.
Me personally, giving them that third day, I had no problem with getting that third day. It's Christmas time.
What do you think
Ain't,
about
ain't
it? You got-
nobody, ain't nobody coming up here at Christmas time trying to pay a bill, no, you know, wake up for Christmas.
What I see
Don't
is,
worry about
that if you got family coming out of town,
Yeah.
that you may not see once or twice a
Right.
week. And, you know, what is 3 days if you run it in the paper? I mean, you probably saving the county money by shutting it down in 3 days. So you ain't paying nobody to be up here, you ain't paying the electric bill as much. I mean, I know during Christmas, I don't,
You do that, you can run it 4/10, and then close it Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You save a lot of money.
well, not do that too. I'm just talking about Christmas holidays, I mean, that's, maybe my heart is different than everybody else.
Yeah, that's a special time. of
That's
year.
family time, I have people that come and, you know, I like to spend all the time I can with them in that holiday and, you know, day before Christmas Day and, but I'm just one man.
Well, I'm thinking about the taxpayers that's, you know, paying the taxes they have to collect, and I'm sure Susie knows that. You know, she's got people coming in, and Myra's got people wanting to pay child support. So
On
they
Christmas
know.
Day.
I've not everybody sees them on that Christmas Day, Steve, we're gonna get.
Day before Christmas, people come in and just flood that off.
They all.
We're not busy that week.
Yeah, they are.
That's what we're talking about
We're
here.
talking about Thursday.
Well, Thursday, I mean, the day
The
after
day after.
Christmas.
I don't think anybody said anything about this Christmas Eve, now,
Christmas Day.
or Christmas Day, nobody said anything about that. But I know that Bill got very upset about this, and we need to go ahead and.
Well, that's why I say you need to get with those officers and let them, the majority of them, everyone, the majority wants, do that. We never did have all this confusion up here.
Y'all do 3 days?
We got with them, they got with James Carter, whatever he said, he brought it to us, and, they was never, they got paid for their, what, 2 days? Or Christmas Day.
They didn't
But
buy-
one day, if they took 3,
Myra, you and Susie, that y'all on to here, constitutional officers, what do y'all prefer on that? Do y'all prefer to be off Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you prefer to be off Wednesday, Thursday, come back to work on Friday?
well, this year, you don't get it.
This year's
I'm
gonna be
talking about this year, that's what I'm talking about this year.
I want off the day after Christmas. I mean, that's just something that's, you got more time to spend with your family and enjoy.
And then, you know, we got some of our employees that's got small kids and
They're small kids in some of the offices here, and they want to be with their children after Christmas.
So y'all would prefer to work Christmas Eve and be, in this year in particular, because since Christmas does on Thursday, you prefer to work Christmas Eve and be off on Thursday and Friday?
Are you talking all day Christmas Eve, or just a half a day?
We'll have to decide that.
See, we used to have, now y'all can tell me because I hadn't been here as long as y'all have, we used to have a meal. And when everybody left at lunch, is that right?
That's right.
But I heard somebody say that but I heard somebody say that you said that you had people that came in and paid.
Child support, and we have, and if we can know in time to put a sign up, then they can come in and we can go home at lunchtime because they know that we're gonna be closed at lunch. But like if they don't, we don't have a week ahead of time to tell them, I don't think that's fair.
but if we can get it
That's what we're
posted,
trying to do tonight. So y'all-
I think we need to get it posted.
Do we have anybody that didn't have any leave left or didn't have any personal holidays? I mean, everybody got paid Thursday, back.
Not for them.
Between sick leave and personal and holiday or vacation or whatever.
Ms. Myra, would it put y'all in a bind, your city, like racing the next day? That's my personal opinion. I don't like going back to work the day after this. I still got present things.
All that rest, left over.
It's a food there I still want to eat.
It'll be good this year.
So if we do it like that, they do it now, they got plenty of time to post it. Should be a big-
We can post it 6 months ahead of time if y'all need to.
If your office
I
does
would
it,
not, yeah, do it when you want to.
post
So you want to do,
He will put that in the form of a motion.
or just put it in the minutes. I just put it
Let
in the
now,
minutes.
let's go.
Like for
Hey,
that,
that, but you just asked two. You need to find out what the rest of them are gonna do.
Well, that's true, too, we can table it, but that's.
I mean, they got anything, we got 11 a month.
But it, what
We'll ask Preston and the rest of us.
Office gonna be closed, they gonna be ready to, all right, they ain't got to pay them, they go
We got
spend.
anything else? I don't have anything else on the agenda. Meeting adjourned.